799 Echo's ready, 26 left, left turn out.
Number 799 Echo, Long Beach Tower, make left crossing departure, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff, without delay, traffic close in left base.
26 left, clear for takeoff, no delay, 799 Echo.
Number 594, turn base.
In the base, on the front.
Goes on.
Clear track 133, traffic is 12 o'clock.
Okay, lights, everything looks
descending
clear.
800, runway 26 left, Cessna.
Flight director up.
Traffic, reach 133.
November 37, Quebec, extend downwind, traffic is 12 o'clock. 5 miles opposite direction, descending out of 1,200 is a Cessna landing runway 30.
I'll extend downwind, then look for that traffic, 370.
Number 43, Papa, begin left turn southbound now. November 99 Echo, traffic, mile southwest, your position southbound on the river, 800 helicopter. Continue your climb.
Continuing to climb, we're going to be southbound. Okay, climbing off of Long Beach out of 4,500 for, we're just going to go to 5,500, and we're kind of southeast bound along the coast here. It's a little different than Catalina. 2006, and this is Columbia 400. And kind of the history on these airplanes is, I think the original Columbia 300 was certified in 1998, and it was an evolution of the kit-built Manor 4, I think it was, and when the General Aviation Revitalization Act came out, they also had seems like they had some incentives for new certified airplanes, and Lance Neibauer, I think is how you pronounce his name, Lancer, father of Lancer and a lot of kit-built airplanes, they became Columbia through a couple of different iterations, I think, and certified the 300, the non-turbocharged version of this airplane. And in 1998, I think they certified the 400 in about 2000, and then, but you know, did pretty good with the airplane. Originally had an Aviation system in it, avionics-wise, and then I think in 2007, I think they went to G1000. Obviously, this is a 2006. 2006 they had G1000, and then Textron, Cessna bought Columbia, or yeah, it was Columbia aircraft, I believe at that point, bought it in 2007 and produced, they kind of made a bunch of names. First it was the Columbia 400, I think they called it a Corvallis, Cessna 400, Corvallis TT, I think, was the turbocharged version, and then the last version, I think that came out in 2010, was the TTX. But I figure probably 350 of these airplanes. Between the original 300, it evolved to the 350, and then the 400, they built probably 350 of these airplanes. And I was mostly involved with them when Cessna had it. Although I did fly these airplanes for somebody hired me to do a evaluation on this airplane versus a Cirrus back in probably 2006, 2007, before Cessna bought it. And I've always liked this airplane. It's very solid. I like that. This is a true stick. It's not a side-mounted yoke like the Cirrus. Always been a fan of that. You know, we leveled off. We're doing 30 inches and 2,400 RPM, and really pull the fuel flow back. And we're doing, you know, already doing 180 knots true airspeed down here at this low altitude. And if you turn the autopilot off, it's just a real treat, you know, to fly. Very nice control surfaces, solid. I think years ago, Sean Tucker maybe did a aerobatics routine in this airplane. So a little history on these airplanes. I really like them. I think they're a pretty good value in the market too. I was looking at, you know, obviously if you're looking at a Cessna 400, you're probably also looking at a Cirrus. And interestingly enough, in this time frame, I don't think Cirrus had gone to G1000 yet. I actually think Columbia preceded Cirrus with the G1000. And there was a period of time where Cirrus offered both Aviation and Garmin, and eventually went all the way to Garmin. But I think in the market, if you look at similar airplanes, this you're probably looking at potentially $100,000 price difference on a 400 versus an SR22, certainly with G1000 turbo in that 2006, 2007 time frame. So they represent a pretty good value. Cessna supports them. They're fast. We were just talking about how comfortable they are. This kind of sports car type feel. And just a really nice airplane. This is a 2006 with about 1450 total time, and I think a very fresh, less than 100 hours on a factory overhaul, and really good condition in terms of the interior, especially the sidewalls and the trim and fit and finish. Really nice, nice airplane. And I think the price that we're asking on this one's $450,000. So, I really always like these airplanes. It's not that I don't like Cirrus. You can't argue with Cirrus's ability to build an airplane that the market really wanted. And it's not that this airplane wasn't. It just, I think the lack of a parachute just, and Cirrus had a lot of momentum by, 2007 when Cessna took the plane. So, 400s have the TIO 550s in them, 300 horsepower, and certified kind of different. I think I know this airplane's certified in the utility category. And if memory serves, it has a dual spar and big rudder. And they really changed this. A lot of people think, well, versus the 300, the original design, they just put a turbocharged engine in it. That's not really true. They really changed the airplane. The 400 is a different airplane than the 350, and a lot of that, like the bigger rudder, was done for turbocharging and the way this airplane handles at high altitude. And I think this airplane, I don't remember the specific numbers, but at one point it was the fastest piston engine airplane. So Mooney came back and against the speed of their acclaim. This one thing that I always liked about this airplane is a very nice slow flying airplane, and it has speed brakes, and they do a nice job of helping us slow down. Even the Cirrus, they can be pretty slippery coming downhill, and so it's nice. And I'm going to slow this down. I just bumped the speed brakes out for a second, and we'll get some flaps in, drop the speed brakes, and if I can just slow it down some to show you how well this does in slow flight. I remember when I flew this, evaluating both the SR-22 and this airplane, I was very impressed with the handling characteristics. I mean, there's 90 knots, and it's still like these ailerons are still very, very nice and responsive. So with flaps, flaps approach. Flaps in a landing position. Still, I mean, it's just amazing the way these ailerons. Now we're getting within, 5 knots of stall speed. Feel a little buffet, not much, still good ailerons. There's a stall warning. There's a stall. Very gentle for a high performance airplane. Once you get any speed over these ailerons, man, it just goes right back to being a very responsive airplane. I think that really made a difference these airplanes in terms of, you know, accident statistics, I just don't remember too many 400s having a lot of, having any problem with, high incidence of crashes or fatalities. Remember a couple, but not much. Performance on these 400s, you know, it's a turbocharged 550, so you're going to get below 10,000 feet. You're probably going to get 185 knots, and you know, depending on how you run the engine, up to 20 gallons an hour. If you run at lean a peak, you'll get less than that. And but if you go up high, you'll get, you know, easily 200 knots of true airspeed on between, let's say 17 and 20 gallons an hour. They're really, you know, at one time they were the fastest certified airplane.
Turned up 4, contact ground 6 Charlie Bravo.
Number 99 Echo, follow traffic short final, 26 left, clear to land.
Number 2, clear to land, 26 left, 99 Echo. We got it slowed down easily. We use the speed brakes a little bit. Finals clear.
852 Mike Hotel, just off the Queen Mary.
I'm high.
On to arrival to Island Express.
My landing configuration.
Mike Hotel, Long Beach Tower, makes up down to arrival. Report tank farm.
Report tank farm to Mike Hotel.
I'm not gonna do a super short field landing. I'm just not gonna get on the brakes. There's no reason to, but a little fast and a little high. I'm back on speed. A little high. I'm on path. I'm on speed. This is a pretty flat landing in these things. Just a little bit. I could easily make the next one. All right, this was a fun flight for me. I haven't flown a 400 in a while, and I'm reminded what a great airplane is and a good value. So if you're in the market for something like this, I think if you're in the market for an SR-22, I think you would really be missing out if you didn't at least take a look at an airplane like this and evaluate it and really study the market on what you get versus the dollar that you spend. I think it could be a really good buy, and they're great airplanes. I've probably got, I don't know, 300-400 hours in these over the years, and always enjoyed flying them. Great airplanes. Thanks for watching.